Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Guys, we're joined by one of our amazing students, Umar, who has joined Rizq Raj just about a month ago, correct?
Yeah. Around a month. Alhamdulillah.
Around a month ago, mashallah. So today, inshallah, we're going to be talking about his story, where he came from, how he joined Rizq Raj, how he came across it, and inshallah, some lessons that I have learned across his journey just in the past month and a half, inshallah. So, Umar, introduce yourself to the viewers, introduce yourself, your story, and your background, and inshallah, we'll take it from there.
Inshallah. Barakallahu feek. So yeah, my name is Omar. I am 22 years old. Basically, I'm from Hong Kong. Alhamdulillah, now I'm located in Algeria. And partly because my wife is from here, so it makes things easier. And
Inshallah.
basically, how it all started, um, I guess I'll start all the way back. I grew up in Hong Kong, and literally until I was 13, and I moved to the US to study. And I was studying high school there all the way up until university, and I graduated. But it was during this period, during university, where I kind of did a lot of reflection. Um, I was thinking, okay, I'm about to graduate. What am I gonna do? Like, what I'm gonna do with my life, et cetera, et cetera. And keep in mind, I was not a Muslim back then. I was not a Muslim. So it was up until this point where I started reading a lot of books, a lot of self-help books, like Atomic Habits, these type of books. And Alumma Barak, they actually helped me a lot. But subhanAllah, it was through this process of self-discovery, self-reflecting that, eventually, because while you start doing that, you literally just get more spiritual. Like you start
Yeah.
to reflect a little bit. And so that's kind of how I stumbled across learning about different religions. So at first, I came from a Chinese family. None of my family are Muslims. Allah guide them.
Ameen.
And so basically, I started off by, you know, looking into Chinese religions because it just made more sense. That's my background. SubhanAllah, I also grew up in a Christian school. So I had these type of
Mm.
influences going on around my life. I was never like a guy about deen at all. Like I didn't, SubhanAllah, to tell you basically the environment that I grew up in, there was not even once where the thought about religion even entered my mind. Like
Mm.
imagine, like there's like a level where it's just not talked about between your friends and it's just like
Yeah.
not even in the conversation. But there's another level where it's not even entering your mind. Like this, like not even like a part of it enters like in terms of what life is all about. But anyway, subhanAllah, long story short, I was able to, by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, during my last year of college, I was able to take my shahada. And
Inshallah.
since then, subhanAllah, I just spent a year in Egypt, almost a year. It was almost, I spent a year studying the Deen, studying the Quran, studying Arabic. I spent almost around, let's say, half a year in Egypt. That's more exact. And subhanAllah, this year was kind of the way it was all planned out. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala kind of structured it so that this first year that I was in Islam, I was able to kind of have solid foundations of the Deen. I was also, being in Egypt, it's a very cheap place on the so it's able to
Yeah.
save up a lot of cost. And so basically how I came across Rizq Rise was um, it was
I
the
think
fact that I
you,
was
I think you've seen a couple of videos going around, and I'm not sure if you tried different ventures before, coming across this before, or have
right.
you looked into any other avenues?
So basically how I found Rizq Rise was that I stumbled across high ticket sales on
Okay.
Instagram, but it wasn't with like you guys first. It was like some
Okay.
other non-Muslims. And so I thought it was cool. And I was convinced that, okay, sales is the way to go in terms of, learning that skill, that high income skill. So I actually joined another guy's program and he wasn't, I'm not going to put his name out there, but I joined another guy's program. And okay, I thought, okay, there are scripts and et cetera, et cetera. But something wasn't right. Something wasn't right. I just felt the need for a Muslim connection. And subhanAllah, I even paid for his course. I even paid for his mentorship. But, subhanAllah, shortly after I came across my music guys um, Instagram account, and
Yeah.
I followed you guys. And just so happened you decided to DM me to shoot me a message, asking me
Our sales team got onto you.
exactly. So yeah, I showed my interest, and literally I was ready to go because I liked the model. I liked what you guys, you know, had set up together. I didn't even look too much into the retreat you guys did beforehand.
Mm,
So I was literally looking for, okay, Muslim space, Muslim teachers, Muslim mentors. Okay, let's do it. Let's
Allah.
do it. Yeah.
And I remember when I jumped on the call with you, Omar, subhanAllah, I straight away I said it to you as well. I was like, you have a bright future in high ticket sales. You have what it takes. Like I knew I know when somebody is gonna be a killer right off the bat. And subhanAllah, you had this aura about you that you're gonna be a shining student and you're gonna kill it. And you did, Allahumma barak, mashallah.
Barakallah fik, barakallah
And
fik.
yeah, your story and your journey is very motivational, especially to the guys that are maybe non-Muslim. They're thinking about Islam. They're reverts and even existing Muslims as well in terms of just developing and like your journey is very very motivational to be honest. But fast forward now that you've joined Rizq Rise, how has your experience been being part of the community? And if you can tell the guys a little bit more about your recent success actually and how long
Yeah.
yeah, that'll be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, wallahi, joining Rizq Rise, probably one of the best decisions I've ever made. Um, SubhanAllah, once I was in this community, not only did you guys, you and Marwan welcome me and made a very clear roadmap of success. You made things very clear for me. And also,
Mm,
you not only laid it out for us and for me specifically, but you asked me specifically to dig it deep into my why. And because of this, I was able to literally, I didn't need someone to handhold me and literally say, okay, wake up, do sales calls. Okay, wake up, go do mock calls, right? The fire was already lit within me to basically take action, right? And so I don't about it. This is something that you guys literally had me change my whole mindset about, getting to my goals, reaching my goals, why I have to get there. And to have that Muslim community within Rizq Rise who are all like-minded brothers who are trying to do the same thing, it just made it so much easier. Guys that are trying to improve their deen at the same time understand that, okay, just because you're improving your deen doesn't mean you have to neglect the money,
correct.
right? So this is the whole. It was amazing. I mean, better to learn from guys like Muhammad Abu Salama, who's absolutely crushing it, right? And
Inshallah.
seeing the guys who are just coming in and we fired up. So like you get to learn from guys from all different levels. And Alhamdulillah, it was just a great, supportive place to be in. Yeah.
Mashallah. Alhamdulillah. And how soon did you because you landed a role pretty fast. And I always tell the guys it might even take, a couple of months, like don't rush the
Yeah.
journey. It might take a while to level up your skill set because you came in like with no prior sales experience, right?
Yeah, none. I literally joined the other guy's course and I was like, all right, I gotta find some Muslims. So I didn't even get started. And so literally I
SubhanAllah.
had no experience other than some Instagram reels.
SubhanAllah. So from joining Rizq Rise to landing your first role, how long did it take?
SubhanAllah, now that I'm thinking about it, it's so crazy, but it only took around 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
And yeah, just saying it out loud, it sounds crazy, but
Because some
SubhanAllah,
people go to college for 4 years to learn a skill set. 4 years, pay thousands of dollars every year to go to college, and then they get a job after four
yeah,
years. Now, not obviously
yeah,
to downgrade college. Yes, there's certain skill sets and certain professions that you need to go to college, like a doctor or engineer, whatever it is. But
exactly.
like for most professions in college, it's crazy. The fact that you can go in, learn a skill set, and then 3 weeks later land a role. Um,
Exactly.
but
SubhanAllah.
in terms of your success as well, because you dropped into the daily wins. I mean, you actually even I still have the screenshot of your message. But can you share to the shabab How much have you made in a couple of days of just being on the offer? You just came in, you got a couple of days of training, but then what happened after that?
Yes, subhanAllah, with this offer that I'm that I was able to land, by the help of you guys, first of all, to present this opportunity to me, alhamdulillah. And I was able to make roughly around 2.5K within 5 days of work.
5 days. Subhanallah. Allah barik. That's like a full
Yeah,
time, just 5 days. Alhamdulillah.
yeah. SubhanAllah. I remember I was talking about thinking just setting my goals, my own goals, financial goals. And I remember telling you guys, okay, I want to get to like 5K maybe 6 months down the line, or like
Yeah.
10K maybe a year or two down the line. But the fact that everything comes so quickly just shows that, okay, if you put your head down, if you implement the work, if you implement the strategies that you guys have set aside for us, then it's just about being consistent with it.
Yes.
And inshallah, I can't guarantee everyone's gonna make 2.5K within a few days and landing a
Yeah.
role in 3 weeks. But what we can guarantee is that if you work hard consistently, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will literally, like, because of your work and consistency, you're gonna see your results.
Inshallah.
You're gonna see your results with due time, inshallah. So yeah, alhamdulillah, it was amazing. It was amazing.
Oh, barik. Now, Allah, you see that to me. Even the offer owner reached out and he's like, "Yo, we need more Omars. We need more Omars on the team." I was even discussing internally. I was like, "Oh, we should took Omar in for ourselves, our team." I was like, "What's going on here?" But yeah, mashallah. Also, just to end this off, inshallah, I mean, obviously your journey is amazing. The success that you had in terms of landing a role, making that commission in a short amount of time, which most people don't even get to do that. What would you say is one piece of advice that you would give other people that maybe are stumbling across different skill sets, different offers, trying to start other businesses,
Right.
and maybe they're still on the sidelines, they don't know what they're doing at the moment? What would you tell that person or that younger self piece of advice? What would you say?
It's a really good question, honestly. Uh, SubhanAllah, SubhanAllah. I would definitely say that if you're trying to make money, right, and also understand um, that Deen, basically, first of all, there are a few things. Number
Mhm.
one, you have to first understand that, okay, just because, like, money is not a bad thing in Islam. This is one thing that I think there is a misconception for a lot of guys, right? They feel like they
Yeah,
gotta so seek knowledge and ignore the money side of things, or they go full in on the money and ignore the deen,
yeah,
right? Or they slack on the deen. This is the first thing in terms of mindset. I think they can realize that there are a lot of Sahaba back in the time of Rasulullah that
so
they made a lot of money, right? And they were also amongst the 10 promised paradise, like Uthman ibn Affan, radiallahu anhu, and etc. etc. So that's number one, understanding that these two things can coincide, right? Number two, I think consistency,
mm,
consistency. And even if it's just a little bit. When I was with Rizq Rise, and I'm still with Rizq Rise, alhamdulillah, learning from you guys every single day. But I made it to myself, I told myself to at least do a single mock call every single day. And because of this, step by step, you see that you don't even have to try to look for a big change or something. You will eventually see the progress within yourself when you just put little step by step. Even as we know in Islam, the small, consistent actions are those that are most beloved by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? So consistency and implementation, not just consuming information, right? And number three, that's what I was gonna get to, is taking action, right? Because you can spend a lot of time consuming a lot of different information, right? But actually taking action and making actual changes to what the feedback you get from. This is exactly what's going to make the difference. And literally speed track like your way to actually get to your goals, inshallah.
Inshallah. Barakallahu feek. Wallah, it's a pleasure having you on board as a student. And yeah, we're going to be talking a little bit more about how we can actually scale this now and how can we, get you into these, alhamdulillah, multiple five-figure month commissions, inshallah.
Inshallah, inshallah.
Inshallah. As you guys see, mashallah, your Umar is chilling in Algeria. Beautiful view, remotely, Wi-Fi connection. That's it. Allah barik. May Allah bless
Alhamdulillah.
you. Barakallahu feek for coming on board. And hey, any person that's listening at the moment and wants to, inshallah, participate and wants to join the community or wants to learn a little bit more, it's going to be links in the description for you guys to book a call. And inshallah, see if you're going to be a great fit. Inshallah, we don't take on every single person because we believe that sales is not for every single person. So with that being said, inshallah, barakallahu feekum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.